So I've got the van finished, gave it a good clean and a polish, pretty happy with it. And as not, I've done the door handles as well. And I've done finished the front bumper. And the mirrors, I've redone the mirrors. I just didn't like the black, I hated the black. So I took it all off. Plastic filled it, 'cause I had a mark here, plastic primered it, high build filler primer, trace coated it, smoothed it all off and painted it all. And I painted the front grille as well black. But now my mates planted the seed and said, why don't you get a new grille? I might just leave it for now. But now that I've done all this, obviously I've done the back quarter panel. My mate's got these alloys from an X5 that need a refurb. Now normally I would send them in and get them powder coated, stripped and powder coated properly, but with it being just for the van, I'm going to spend the day now today filling these marks and grooves. I'm going to give them a good jet wash now, get this corrosion done, take the centre caps off, take the valves out, strip them down as best I can, give them a good jet wash, clean, fill, primer fill, trace coat, smooth them, and just same colour as the van, still silver. Like I said, I'd normally get them powder coated, but I don't really want to put much more money into the van, and it's a bit criminal because I've got really good tyres and not bad alloys on it already. So I'm having to go out and buy new tyres for this, which I'm going to put the staggered, so the backs are bigger than the front. So I'm going to put 255s, 40s on the 19 on the back, and I think the same on the front, with a Y100 van rated heavy load tyres. So I'm going to put them on after I've done my little cheap refurb. So should look alright. And I've ordered 35mm low-wind springs. I've measured the circumference of the tyre, because my mate's got the X5 as well as he's got an X5 with these wheels and tyres on, with a 45 profile tyre. And I measured the tyre and it sits about here compared to what I've got on now. So I just want to drop it just so it sits nicely. Plus the handling on this van it just feels like a boat compared to my Transit Custom that I used to have. It feels like, compared to the Transit Custom, it feels like there's I've got lots of weight on the top. So when I hit certain bumps, it feels awful. I hate the way it feels. I've always hated it since I can't get used to it. But it's like it's doing this when you go over like, say if there's a high rise on this side and you go over it, the van feels like it does this. I've replaced the shocks thinking no, I'm buggered, but apparently it's something to do with a live axle or something that Transits have. It stops them from doing that, and it just feels, the Transit feels more solid and planted to the road. It handles well, and it doesn't feel like it's a boat when you go around a bend. But when you do this funny dip in the road every now and then, especially through Chester, going through Hall and stuff, and you got the roads that doing all this, sometimes it just rocks side to side and it just feels horrible. So I'm hoping the low-wind springs 35mm and these lower profile tyres will get rid of that. So I'm going to push on and do that. There's my daughter. Well, that's them all done. Pretty pleased with it, to be honest. I sprayed the centre caps, but that one it's got like an outline of a BMW. The others were blank. That's going to annoy me. I'm just going to stick the Vauxhall badge on top of there, the chrome one. So I'm going to have to buy a flat like these, that style, for that one because it is going to annoy me. It's got like a curve to it as well, so yeah, I gave it a fair few lockers. Not bad for, you know what I mean, a spray job. But I'm pretty pleased with that. They were in bad condition, to be fair. Like, I've done the backs as well. As I said, I would have normally got them dipped and powder coated, but I already had the paint, had the primer, so basically, you know, about 4 hours work. It's a refurb for free, really. And a nice job at that. I'm pretty pleased for a van anyway. So yeah, made up of them. You can see the stagger. So I'm going to go 2 5.5s on the back and 2 4.5s on the front. And I'm hoping they're not. I need to do a little bit of looking on Google and make sure the tyres aren't tucked. You know, I don't like stretch tyres on wheels. So, because if they're going to be stretched, I'd rather push them, get a bit wider tyre, so a little bit of looking into it before I buy them. So I've looked online, and there's a couple of people on Facebook, a couple of people have posted pictures and they don't look stretched, so hopefully. I know I should have took the valves off. Lazy that, innit, but I'll let the tyre guys do that. Yeah, well, it's the end of this video, so I'll do another one with the wheels on the van and lowered. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone, so we finally landed 35mm lowering springs, which I'm going to put on here. I've got my tyres, I'm also doing the brakes as well. I've done the front brakes, and I sprayed the caliper silver because it's like looking clean behind rims. So I've got my tyres on, which are on the front. They are 2 4.5s 40 19 heavy load tyres, and got new discs for the back. I like to spray things up to stop them rusting. Because I did put Brembos on the front, which are about 160, but to match the back, they're going to cost me 350. Because obviously it's got on these vans, it got the bearing hub. It's actually a hub as well. I just couldn't justify spending £350 on discs and pads. It's just a van. I didn't want to go that far into it. I didn't even need to replace the discs and pads on the back, but with me putting these rims on, if anyone knows me, I've got OCD. I just can't. They're just really bad condition. I couldn't have sprayed them up. They just would look absolutely rubbish. The bearing, everything's perfect. There's not even much of a lip. But I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't leave it alone. We actually had new pads when I bought the van. So I got the front tyres on the rims. There's the back rims, and I've got the rear tyres. They came in yesterday online. 275 40 19s heavy load. That's the size of them for a van. So it should look pretty. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing all this on the work van. Look at the tyres that I'm taking off. I didn't even need to do it. It's just a youth that's still inside me that's doing this. Now, yeah, I've got the van pretty much where I like it. As I've done the other videos, I don't think I've uploaded them yet. As I've done the door handles, I've done this quarter panel, I've done the bumpers, trims because they were damaged in a hit. I've done the front grille. I think I'm going to spray that silver because I seen one the other day online on Facebook, and I quite liked that being black. Don't know yet. Might be too much black with that because he didn't do that black there, he just done this bit here. So I'll not move my mind up on that one. I did have a look to see if they got the armature grill for this van, but they haven't. Also done the front mirrors because they were scuffed the previous owner. Yeah, so we're going to crack on now and get the springs on, get the brakes done. I'm going to strip down that back plate, it's not rotten. And give that a paint as well. Black. Satin those bumpers slightly. Get this side off now. And I'll just do video as I go along. I won't do how to do it because there's that many videos online showing you how to do it. So this is my video of me essentially lowering and putting X5 rims on, 35mm drop, and while I'm at it I'm putting new brakes on just to make it look tidy and neat. Just doing a little bit in between, so I've got all the other three on. I'm just on the last corner now. Drive this front. Next to passenger side, obviously it's tracked up on the other side, so it's right up in the air. And that's a little bit lower than where it's sat before. When I did that corner, I dropped it. So no catching. I was a bit nervous about this modification on my van, if I'm honest, because I spent quite a lot of money now on the wheels themselves, the alloy, doing them up and that. Took the day off work, so even though it cost me nothing, but still it's cost me a day and today fitting it. And I was hoping it wasn't going to rub because there was so much mixed sort of like bits of information online with tyre sizes, people using 45 profile, 40 profile, 275s, and then they're using 265s and 2 V5s on the front and stuff like that. And I don't like stretched tyres. I hate the look. I know some people love it, but I don't like stretched tyres. One, it's dangerous, it's illegal. I don't want grief off coppers, and obviously MOT. I don't want to keep putting these back on for the MOT if you got, stretched tyres and stuff like that, and they can pop off and do all sorts of crazy things. So yeah, this is sort of like on the last corner now. Looks pretty mean, to be fair, especially from the back. So you can see the width of the tyre.
No, it sounds bad, but you get like those weirdos who try and kill you.
That was pretty neat. And just hope it, it sits a little bit higher, but the higher the tyre the wheel comes, the more in it goes. So I'm hoping it's just gonna manage. Tell you what, it's gonna be close. I've got some speed bumps here, so I'm gonna obviously not gonna fly over them, but I'm gonna go over them quite fast when I go out. I do not want catching. The last thing I want is catching. Now these wheels are offset, so that's widened. The back's wider than the front, which is standard on the X5 E53, which is what these others have come from. I think they're 131s or 135s or something, is what people keep calling them. So you got the tiger claws before these, and these came on a later E53 X5, which is around about the 53 plate onwards. Yeah, so yeah, I'm loving it. I'll be honest, when I put that back one on and this front was still on here and it stood back, I kind of like it was starting to look a bit like max powered. I don't want that look. I just want a modded look. But now that I got the both on, I'm gonna stand back here now. I'm loving it again. It's looking a bit rubbish. Looks like it's on stilts at the moment, but when it's dropped back down, which I'll do the end of this video, well, you'll see it in a bit. I didn't do how to, because there's lots of videos on YouTube. This is my garage. This is what I do with my stuff. So that's why I cut a lot of that boring stuff out. If you don't need me to show you how to put springs on, I had to compress the springs off, but because they're lowered 35mm, they just went straight on. The top mounts were relatively new, so I didn't have to replace them. I bought new ones just in case. I like to be prepared, because apparently they don't last that long on these vans. Not a very good design apparently. So yeah, I'm going to throw this in now. I can't wait to take it out for a drive. Yeah, back soon. Okay, so the alloys are on, it's all lowered. I'm going to take it for, I took it, I turned it round, got the feel for it on the road. I can definitely notice the difference when I step in the van. But, I didn't think it was going to sit much lower, but as you can see, I can feel when I step in the van, I can feel the difference. I can also see it as well, it's noticeable lower, the front bumper sits lower. So yeah, I can definitely, I'm going to take it for a little drive, go to work. The alloys definitely sit nice. I like the way it sits on the alloys and the offset. It's nice as well. I like the offset. Pretty made up of that. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's amazing how much wheels change a car, van. They really do change it. So as I said, over the last month I've colour coded that, I've painted that black, left that silver which I like spray black, I repainted the mirrors, I've done new quarter panel, sprayed this, in the end I sprayed the B pillow and I sprayed the door handles. I'm going to spray these top bit here because I don't like this locks. And as we spray the back door as well because I don't like the locks in there. There's a couple of, got a dent here and one up there. So I'll get rid of them as well while I'm at it. It'll be a pretty straight work van. It's going to be interesting to see what it's like when I drive it. I'm going to do a video on that in a minute. So that'll be the end video, how it drives. Looking at it, there I go. I'm 16 stone, and it's not. Really, there's not much body roll in that now. I did that before, I know that because when I put ladders on it, I put my tyres on and stand there, and when I bounced before, it did this rocking motion from side to side. Like I said previously, it felt like something was really heavy on the roof like this. It's doing that, so I'm kind of hoping it's reduced or got rid of that. I hated that feeling, it's horrible. It didn't do it on the main roads, fast. It was on slow roads, it just did this horrible feel of a boat. When the waves go across the boat, when you cross another boat. You just felt this like wave. Horrible. So I'm hoping that's gone, that rocking feeling. So hopefully. But all in all, I love the look. In the end, I said previously in the video that I put, I got a little bit mixed up. I said I put 255s all round. It's actually 245, 40, 19 on the front, and 275, 40, 19 on the back. Now the X5 standard size is 285s and 255s, so I've gone 10mm smaller on both the back and front because I didn't want the tyre tucked in. So stretch tyres, as they say. I didn't want stretch tyres because I hate that look. Yeah, so cool. See you soon. Right, so here's the test drive. Over time I've had this, I fitted a BMW X5 electric seat because I hated the seat it was in. It was too soft and I hated it, and I fitted a Renault Megane steering wheel. Because I didn't like the steering wheel. Hated the steering wheel. Right, so here's the test drive. I'll just put you there. I don't know if you can see me very well. Feel instantly a change in the suspension feel. I used to just bump up curbs now, I've got to be careful. Yeah, that's definitely stiffer. I can feel that straight away. Just feel it, the bumps in the road. I used to be able to go over these at 10 miles an hour, now I'm barely doing 3 or 4. Something I have to get used to. I'm not a stranger to lowered stiff cars back in the younger days, so it's bringing back memories driving this van like this, if I'm honest. But yeah, I can definitely feel like I'm doing this. Feel like it? I think so. After a day, I'll let you know. But yeah, I think more responsive on the steering wheel. Doesn't feel like that boaty feel so far. I don't think I've got any known roads with that bump unless I go to Chester. I'm in the Wirral at the minute. I don't know many roads around here. It's definitely get up to speed now. I want to get through these lights. It definitely feels different. I'm not even done 20 miles an hour. So I mean, fuel. But like I said, it's only a work van. It's nothing, you know, nothing special really. Go again. Yeah, I can. Well, the brakes don't feel any different because I was hoping it wasn't going to. I'm sure these have got a solenoid like the transits in the back axle, so when you lower them, sometimes you have to adjust that little. There's like a little arm on the back suspension because it thinks you've got more weight in the back or trailer, so it makes the brakes more sensitive. So it's more. Cause I've done this before when I've lowered a vehicle and I put my foot on the brake and I nearly went through the windscreen because the brakes are more sensitive. But I'm not feeling that now, so I'm glad that's not something I have to mess around with. Might not even have that on this van, I don't know, I've not looked. I'm doing like 40 miles an hour now. It definitely feels different. Feels like a race car. It does not feel like a van. It's took that van away. But before, it kind of reminds me of a Transit Custom I had a little bit. not as stiff though. But that felt more sturdy than this. When I got in this, I was massively disappointed in what this was like. Yeah. I just hated the way it felt. It just felt awful. But I'm liking the feeling now. It's a bit stiff, but yeah, I do like the feel. Do you believe it? I've got coppers tailing my ass. As we speak. So you have to bear with me. I dare touch that phone while I was driving. I had a warning last year. I got away with it because I could do that coursey thing. He's definitely looking at me there, and he's in front of me now because I got stuck behind a wagon. I don't know if he's I made myself into a beacon now with these alloys on this van. Possibly. Over this little bump here. Yeah, I think I can get used to this. But if you don't like the hardness of a vehicle, I mean, I'll get used to it because there is a little bit of boy ways with me. I'm into motorbikes, do a lot of track days. So I am into motorsport. In my younger days, I had every car that I ever owned. I lowered them all. But if you're not into this sort of thing, you will not like this. If you don't like stiff and hard suspension, which this feels like, and bear in mind, I've not even touched the shocks. I'm on standard shocks. So I think the reason why it's so stiff is I've dropped it 35mm. The springs were thicker. So I'm guessing they're going to be stronger. So yeah, they're stronger. So it's like, you know, there's more force on them. Copper did pull over then, but he's not following me. First time to be pulled when I'm not actually doing anything, like being on my phone or no seatbelt then. Be ironic that, wouldn't it, if I got pulled over for these alloys. You just pull them on. You don't see coppers much these days either, like the old days. You used to always see them everywhere. It's almost like, you know, they're all in the office or something. You just don't see many of them anymore like the old days, like 10, 15 years ago when I passed my test. Well, 20 years ago now. Yeah, but like I was saying, if you don't like, I don't know if you can tell how stiff it is, the way I'm bouncing, how comfy I am or not. Like I was a bit sort of like that. If you don't like that sort of thing, then I wouldn't do this. Maybe if you're going to put these X5 wheels on like I have, maybe just do it the stock suspension first to see how you think, see what you think of it, how you feel. Obviously I just went straight in and dropped it and put the alloys on while I did the van in the air. But I would yeah, if you don't like it, then I wouldn't do it because you'll hate it. Well, that's me going to the gym now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like.